I was born in my home with my grandmother as midwife 5 minutes after midnight on a Sunday morning on a small farm in a town called Windthorst in north central Texas. We lived 5.5 miles from the parish church. When my dad told the pastor, Father Leo Bushworm, after Mass that Sunday morning, he said, "Bring her in this afternoon with her godparents and I'll baptize her." So I was baptized that same day I was born in our parish church, St. Mary's in Windthorst, Texas. The fifth child of 11, my faith was nurtured in numerous and ordinary ways. Around the family table, in the fields picking cotton, milking cows, working in the gardens, playing ball, and other games that we created. The rosary was part of the evening prayer ritual. My family, the church, and the school gave me at an early age a love for the Eucharist, love for the parish, and also its members. Family bonds were created and strengthened through fun, work, and sharing life on the farm. We loved to play ball, fish, go horseback riding, bike riding in the summer and spring, and to play dominoes and cards in the winter. I enjoyed hunting with my dad and brothers. Looking back on these formative years, God was revealing himself to me through my parents, Bernard and Sophia, my siblings, my uncle, especially Father Anthony, my aunts, Sister Anacletus, planting the seed of a Benedictine vocation. All through grade and high school, I was taught by the Incarnate Word sisters from San Antonio, Texas. I really enjoyed my high school years, and because it was a small school, we had a good basketball and softball teams and played other schools. My English teacher also taught us drama, so we put on a 3-act play every year, and somehow I was always chosen to have the leading role. To make money for our senior trip, we traveled to other schools and parishes to put on the plays. Even though the thought of being a nun entered my mind while in grade school and high school, I tried very hard to put that idea out of my head. I even told God that 3 religious in the family was enough. I had 2 sisters, Sister Barbara and Sister Marietta, here at St. Scholasticus, and Brother Leonard, a Benedictine brother, at Subiaco. In my senior year, the tug in my heart became stronger, and so I decided to enter St. Scholastica Monastery as a postulate. But after 6 months, I knew this was not the right time to make a life decision, and so I left St. Scholasticus. I finished my senior year at home, thinking now I could go on with my life just the way I wanted. So after graduation, my plans were to begin nurse's training, for I thought that is really what I wanted to do. But Dad needed help on the dairy farm, since my 2 brothers were going to the academy at Subiaco. So for 2 years, I worked with my dad on the farm, dated and enjoyed life, and I planned to get married and have a family just like my mom and dad. But it was during these years at home when my brother, Brother Leonard, a Benedictine monk, was home on a vacation that he and I would love to go frog gigging together at night. This one full moon night, as we sat on the bank of the pond waiting for the frogs, I asked him, "How did you know God was calling me to be a religious?" We sat on that bank of the pond and talked for several hours, and it was there I knew God was present in those moments of sharing. For it was in that conversation that I began to think more and more seriously about the religious life. So later on, with more prayer and discernment, I decided once again to return to St. Scholastica Monastery. Monastic life with the commitment to community and prayer seemed to ring true in my heart, and I knew then this was where God was calling me. Over the years, I have experienced tremendous growth in my relationship with God and with people. I have had tremendous educational opportunities that have helped me in my ministries. I received a bachelor's arts degree in education from Avila College in Kansas City. After teaching in elementary schools for 20 years, plus being a principal at 2 different schools, which I enjoyed very much, once again I felt a call to do something more. After spending 5 summers at Loyola University in Chicago, I received a master's degree in pastoral studies and religious education. After working in Springfield, Missouri for 13 years as a pastoral associate and director of religious education in two different parishes, first in Sacred Heart Parish and then at St. Joseph's. And during these years, I also served on the Diocesan Liturgical Commission, conducted children's liturgy workshops at the Missouri Liturgical Congress, had teacher formation workshops for religious education teachers, coordinated liturgy workshops for lectors, psalm readers, Eucharistic ministers, readers, ushers, altar servers, etc. I directed the RCIA, provided Christian initiation of adults, for 10 years in the parishes that I worked for in Springfield. I also worked with youth groups, organized their retreats, and helped with college retreats. I enjoyed those years so much. It was such a light and joy to me, and I just loved working with the college youth. But then I was asked to return to St. Scholastica Monastery to be the Vocation and Liturgy Director at the monastery. As a vocation director, I worked with the Diocesan Vocation Director, Syriacal and Holy Angels Convent Vocation Directors, parish vocation teams, and with them we planned vocation projects such as parish and school visits, fifth grade vocation days, discernment retreats, busy persons retreats on college campuses in Missouri and other places. So presently, I am still Director of Liturgy, lead retreats, directed retreats, and do spiritual direction. I am a member of the National Monastic Liturgy Steering Committee and Director of the Benedictine Oblates in Springfield, Missouri. My call to the monastic life within Scholastica has been and continues to be a gift and a blessing. Through the gift of community, the liturgy, Lectio Divina, and spiritual relationships, I know this is the place in which I can be my true self. I can continue to grow spiritually and be of service to others. I have lived 56 years as a professed Benedictine sister, and through the daily life experiences and relationships, God is constantly revealing the divine within, and I am still becoming the person I was created to be. I would invite and encourage all young women to open their eyes to see what is possible and begin the journey with God, who may be calling them to begin a journey as a religious. The choices are plentiful in church and society, and it is important, too, that one keeps an open eye to God's possible call to the Benedictine way of life. The values of seeking God in community through prayer, work, and leisure will be lived in a new and challenging way as God reveals these to you to grow in a deeper and loving relationship.